You can do that first.
Let's go album route. I listened to it actually. First time I listened to it was actually driving, because I kept hearing it was short. I hadn't listened to it until today. Like driving over here is when I got a chance to listen to it.
Just now listen to it.
I told you I've been consistent. I have no interest.
I think you just did it just in spite.
I don't really care. Yeah. But I did listen for the sake of us having this conversation. I don't see what the fanfare is about. Musically, it's cool. You know, good moments here and there. The choir singing their ass off though. Some talented people, great voices, great arrangements as well. So I guess that's what stood out to me the most. But overall, I didn't hear anything that was just super special or super impressive to me as a whole. I mean, it's cool. Like, I probably won't run it. If I do, it'll be here and there. But yeah, it's all right. I wasn't that impressed. Lone, what you think?
I thought it was one of his better pieces in the last decade. Now, the thing is that doesn't really say much.
Doesn't say much at all.
I gave it about a 6.5 overall. I thought the production on it, musically, sonically, I thought it was actually all right.
𝐀𝐁𝐿 snap for the record. 𝐀𝐁𝐿.
You know, I had turned it off because it started to sound like a car door.
It definitely was a car door.
I started laughing out loud to myself. I was like, wait, ding, ding, ding. It just hit me. But I didn't make it to the solo. So I turned it off, and then I went back and listened to the last song real quick. But it wasn't that short. I mean, it was short, but
7 minutes, I think.
Well, it had said 10 songs. I guess the songs are just short.
Yeah. 11. Well, I guess
11
the last
records.
one don't really count because it's like less than a minute.
Okay.
But content-wise, it seemed almost a little forced to me. Just the whole narrative of what he was doing. If that's the path he wants to go, good for him. You know, I'm cool off a Christian rap album. I didn't know if it was going to be a gospel album or if it was going to be a rap album. I guess it was more so rap, obviously. But
yeah. I think he's calling it a rap album.
But it wasn't horrible. I mean, it wasn't like, it was better than his last project. It was better than the one before that, you know? Yeah. So, I mean.
Those were pretty. Yeah.
But will I listen to it again? No.
Probably not.
No.
Jay Diff.
No.
That's your verdict. Listen.
Okay.
Excuse me.
Make it make sense now.
I'm going to definitely make it make sense.
Make it make sense for me.
So, the Jesus is King album.
Yes.
It came out.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't expect it to actually show up, but here it is. I actually like this album. I'm not even gonna front.
I respect
like
it.
Musically, the production on there to me is very good.
Yeah, I like it too.
I really like the production on this album. And I'm gonna keep it 100 because I always do with Kanye songs, even on his last albums that some people may not say aren't as good as this one. Father Stretch My Hands. Production on that is fucking amazing, right?
Agreed.
Sure.
Agreed.
But his verse
trash
is what kind of kills it. Some of that applies to this album as well. It's just his writing or lack thereof on the songs. Follow God is a glimpse of old Kanye, in my opinion. The way he structured that, the way he wrote it, it was nice. You know what I'm saying? I
think that's actually one that stood out to me.
Where he's talking about it's track number 3.
Okay.
It's the one where he's talking about he spazzed on his dad and his dad told him it wasn't Christ-like.
Samples chopped up. Is that right?
Something like that.
Yeah, I think I remember hearing that. That one stood out to me.
That one's really good. I like Water.
Musically, that's incredible.
I like On God.
Those are two that stood out for me.
I like the 𝐻$ one. I had already heard that one though. The 𝐻$ Everything We Need, and the Used Gospel. I had heard those because I think those were supposed to be featured on Yandhi. So when the Yandhi leak start coming out or whatever, there were unfinished versions of those songs.
Oh, okay.
But to me, sonically, it's amazing. Verse wise, no. Singing wise, no. As a whole,
the choir,
no. Kanye.
Oh, you talking about
singing.
him? Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, he shouldn't let somebody else do that.
100%.
I don't think Push's verse was synced right either.
I think on
it
that
sounded
on
goofy.
that what throws it off is that car sound. Because sometimes that doesn't sound like his own all
I
the
think
time.
the actual vocals.
I think his delivery at points didn't seem like it synced up like maybe it wasn't originally on that beat.
Probably was because like the first time I heard that song, he didn't have a verse on it. And 𝐀𝐁𝐎𝐃 wasn't on there either.
This is my remix here because I do a lot of remixes, so I'm used to hearing vocals that don't line up quite right. And it just something was just like
there's a lot of subtleties that come with that too. Yeah, it's very small.
And he could have featured me and Spoolz was talking about this earlier. He should have had Serving Mike on that mug.
For sure.
Jesus Christ. Definitely should have been a Jesus Christ feature on that joint.
Absolutely.
I'm sure Lecrae is tickled somewhere at the amazement from this project. I'm sure he's very tickled.
I'm sure Kirk Franklin is.
Yeah.
And Kirk Franklin appeared on the album before last. So he's Kirk Franklin and Chance the Rapper. So it's almost like he's been taken from them, and now he decided he wanted to be this new Kirk Franklin.
What's crazy
We'll see how it goes.
What's crazy about Chance
that would suggest that Kanye's not really a real Christian.
What's great?
I mean, that's possible because what's the name you can't really say that. He was addicted to porn for a minute, but that don't make him not a Christian.
Your flaws are not what keep you from being.
Who's this?
Kirk Franklin.
Talking about Kirk Franklin.
But what is it? Is addicted to porn like you didn't notice that the sun went down?
Yeah, you gotta wonder what that looks like.
Like, just because you like to see Pinky busted open for a real one every blue moon when you got some free time. I don't know if that's an addiction.
Now that right there is pure comedy.
Maybe he just wasn't getting
notice
shit
the sun
done during. He couldn't do nothing but porn.
You know what's
Porn
crazy?
and corn.
You know what's crazy though? You mentioned you stupid. You mentioned Chance, and the irony for me is I know some Kanye fans that all I heard was, oh man, nobody want to hear Chance talk about God and his wife for a whole album. Ain't nobody trying to hear that. Nobody wants to hear that. And now it's like, this is the most amazing thing ever. I'm like, okay, cool. And it's typical Yeezy Stan fashion. Everything he does is unprecedented. And I'm like, Lecrae's probably somewhere laughing. Chance definitely is probably
got a Grammy off his shit though.
He did. He's dope though.
Ain't tripping.
But yeah, I know a lot of people that was dissing Chance. I'm like, oh, okay. Now everything is cool.
I think what a lot of that
is probably tripping. He put out a whole gospel album a year and a change some change
last
ago?
year.
And his reasoning behind it was I grew up listening to all different types of music, so I wanted to just pay homage to gospel. End of story.
This?
Snoop.
Is Lecrae the cat that he does have a song where he's talking to Mike Servant on the phone at the beginning of it?
I don't think
I don't
so.
think he has
has a
anything
track.
new out since Mike Servant been out.
It's been a minute. At least that I've heard.
Yeah.
But Lecrae's dope.
Yeah, he's nice. He is nice though.
I'll check him out.
Spoolz, did you get a chance to peep?
I listened to a couple of songs, and I think your guys' assessment's really good, and I agreed with just the two songs. I don't have like a big opinion, but really liked the production. I just thought it was cool. Sounded really good. But Kanye again, and we've talked about this a lot just over 3 years. Like he's rarely, if ever, grabbed me lyrically, and again, this just went towards that. It just
Kanye's not a lyrical.
You've
dude.
always said that too.
so.
But
So I can agree with you on that.
early on, he wasn't bad. You know what I mean? Like
He
was
just tried to have little punchlines here and there, like the mayonnaise whip. Call it. I mean, mayonnaise.
The dude's always been a relatively. I think he's an incredible producer.
But he snapped on joints. Like he snapped on that Dilated People's joint.
Yeah.
He was good on Selfish.
I'm not gonna hold you back. Early Kanye, he was snapping to me.
But
He
the
was
last
never a
decade,
lyricist,
decade though,
No, he hasn't snapped on anything since.
I'm not gonna front.
My
Early
Beautiful,
on, he was in his bag, in my opinion.
I don't know, man. I understand. We've talked about it a bunch, but no. I'll give it. I'll listen to the rest of it, and like I don't have like. That's cool, man. Like if he wants to rap about Jesus and like he's into it, that's cool.
That's his prerogative, no doubt.
I got a little bit of a one of the tracks I listened to because I've been listening to a lot of blues over the past couple years, and it's not a blues vibe that I wouldn't call it that, but like the lyrics just weren't as powerful as a lot of older blues shit and stuff like that. But there was a blues like essence to the structure of the way the lyrics were put together, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of repetition. You know what I mean? And things like that. It's just those lyrics weren't hitting hard. You know what I mean? Like what he was talking about just wasn't. I don't know, man. You still see some of that narcissism. You still see, I mean, that's just him though, you know. But
I mean, he said he's the best living artist
of all time.
Yeah.
Just because someone,
and I rest my case.
yeah, but it's just like just because somebody, you know, turns their life over to God or whatever, that doesn't a lot of times mean they're going to stop being the person
For
that
sure.
they are. And I think
100%.